Good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Table Talks. Today we've got Naomi Buckwalter with us. Thank you, Naomi, for coming and hanging out.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. I'm just making sure we're live everywhere we're supposed to be live. Nobody panic. All right. We're here. Yes. We're doing
You got the three of us. We're live with three of us. So.
We are live with the three of us.
We're working.
Exactly.
Oh, four. Someone else joined. Yes.
No. That is not okay. Well, who'd you tell? Totally your fault. So, in case anybody doesn't know who Naomi is fantastic. She is a VCSO, been in the cybersecurity industry for a very long time. Also, an instructor with Cybrary. Is that right?
Yeah, well, that one's interesting. So, not currently. I don't have anything on my plate, but I was doing something else previously. So, right now, nothing on my plate there.
That's fine. We all get it. A lot of us have extracurricular activities that come in and come out.
Yeah.
It happens.
Holding pattern.
I actually, I didn't get to tell you guys. I have some fin news. Like, I needed more stuff on my plate. I was asked by my local ISACA chapter to be on their board as the marketing director. I'm excited. And this is like the best Friday ever. Look, hanging out with Naomi and Will, marketing director, and I got these cookies in the mail from the ILF. They're personalized, like white chocolate dipped Oreos look, this is what it is. Oreo ID, in case anybody wants to go do that. How cute. I would show you the whole box, but Josh already ate 2 and I ate 1.5. So. We're not doing that right now. Thank you for joining us. Look, everybody's here. Oh, Vicky, Tony, who we got? Jonathan, and LinkedIn user, because privacy settings. I'll have to look at LinkedIn. Oh, it's July. Gotcha. Never mind. Anyway, so I got all excited last week, and I've been following a while. Not to make that sound really stalkerish, but I have. And
people.
She's just so positive. How can you not? She's like the change, and she has very illuminating thoughts and great conversations that happen underneath some of her posts on social media. So I'm always like, And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And was it earlier this week or last week? One of those. It was pretty quick that I managed to snag Naomi on her calendar. She had a huge, beautiful post, which I shared in the description for streaming from, about hiring in InfoSec professionals, and how she likened it to hiring in surgeons that have to have their clinicals and all the before you want them to cut you open unwatched kind of steps in their life, which is important, I feel like.
And good at poking the bear. That's awesome.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I purposely put a lot of hyperbole sometimes in my posts. So just to get the reaction, honestly, because I love having people disagree with what I post, because I'm frankly disappointed when I post something and everyone's like, yay, hooray. That's like, I'd rather everyone just say, no, you're wrong. How dare you? And actually people have replied to me privately and be like, stop posting stupid stuff. Like, I literally will get people DMing me and be like, you're stupid, stop, and I'll be like, okay, you're blocked. Yeah.
You know what though?
Now.
Bye. You don't have to read it. But I want people to come back with their disagreements in a professional way, and just present the other side, because as you know, if we hear just one side of one thing all the time, we're going to get an echo chamber, and we end up with civil war, which is what we almost had this year.
Yeah. Correct. No. But no, that is a very valid point that you bring up. I also, that's one reason why I follow your post, is because there are so many different perspectives and opinions that are added in there. And most of the time they are in a professional manner. I have seen 1 or 2 of your trolls which happens anyway, right? Like you get the guys that are like, you don't know how to write a buffer stack overflow. Get out of here.
Yeah. Or are you sure I don't? Because I kind of used to do that in my previous life. But yeah, it is usually guys, by the way. I don't know why. But yeah, as a female, it is a little bit more difficult to come in just pure technical, and sometimes you have to lead with your credentials. It's kind of annoying, but I've accepted it in my personal life. I've accepted it. So other people might not have the same experience, and I feel for you. I totally understand it, but I understand why it has to happen sometimes. So
yeah, I can't see. Look, I did this thing where I moved my camera down so that I like wasn't oddly looking off to the side and stuff all the time. And now I can't see what people are commenting. That's awful.
Oh, I can see it. Jonathan, yes, Jonathan, Uni, that is correct. I need more cyber. I need more followers. No, just kidding. I'm barely on Twitter, like maybe once a day. Like that is it. Twitter can be a flaming show.
Can't it ever? Yeah. I posted up something yesterday that was like, tell me something that you changed because you're a woman in your industry. I'll go first. And it was whenever I first started in like kind of a sales and marketing aspect of my life, like just out of high school, I was told several times by several people that I have a very strong RBF. And for those who don't know what an RBF is, go look it up. I'm trying to stay away from explicitives during 11 o'clock in the morning. And taught myself over years how to kind of constantly have a little bit of like a Mona Lisa smile, at least. Like just try to kill the resting.
It's so frustrating being a female. Oh God, it's annoying, isn't it? Like you have to smell, you have to look a certain way. And that's honestly what I struggled with when I first got into tech. Like I just was a dude. Like I was just another guy with just no other, like I literally had a coworker, this is a long story, but I basically had him fill out a form that recommended me for the Marine Corps, because at the time I wanted to get into the FBI, it didn't work out, and my follow-up plan, genius that I was, decided to go into the Marine Corps. But I had him rate me in terms of like physical appearance and just like things like that. It was the weirdest form ever, but he rated me so low. I was like, wait a second, I'm not like physically. He's like, yeah, look at you. I was like, oh. Rough. It was rough because I was dressed like a dude. So I don't know. It's just now I have to do my hair and I have to put on makeup. It's just annoying.
It is. There's a lot of extra stuff you have to do. It was funny when I watched. There's another like live stream kind of fun thing. Will, you were there last night. The security poo show. We're gonna call it the poo show. It's Robert and Ryan Cloutier and Evan Franson. Anyway, Thursday nights. It's a hoot. Come fun. It's only on YouTube. But anyway, last night I was doing a screen capture for them using the Restream platform, and then we're streaming the show out to not LinkedIn because there's a lot of language. But it was like Twitch, Twitter, and like a Facebook. And it was you got to come hang out sometime, Naomi. But anyway, they were talking about this concept of time and how much time we have and what we use and how we allocate it. And it was very interesting discussion. But, with the makeup and the hair and everything of being a woman, I feel like we're just automatically groomed to be such good time managers.
Yes.
Like it's a necessity. Like I can do
so
hair and
frustrating.
makeup 15
Yeah. I like honestly my picture on LinkedIn is from when I got married. So I had the makeup and the hair and everything, the lighting. So I don't look like that normally, but somebody will comment usually and be like, you don't look anything like your picture. I was like, thanks. It's so rude.
Well, I have to admit there is a certain advantage to, not having to worry about hair at all.
Yeah, Will's like, all I need is a razor every couple of days. Thanks.
There you go. Yeah,
pretty much. And a bar of soap.
The only reason I know that is because Josh sports that same look. Is that a cybersecurity thing? The bald head and like the beard or some kind of facial growth? I don't know. Or maybe that's just I'm only looking at people in our industry, but.
Well, we've got this awesome opportunity. So Naomi, what would you like to see changed in the industry? What do you see as a solution?
Oh gosh. So is this a lead into all the things I've been posting recently about hiring?
I was just thinking that, maybe instead of hair care.
Oh, I have no comments on hair care products. I don't have expertise in that. Although my mom did cut hair for 20 years. So my first job was sweeping up hair and folding laundry and getting water for people who needed it she only had old people. Sorry, old people, older, more experienced people, elderly. Yes. And so sometimes they would die. It would be sad. Why am I smiling? I'm like a god-awful person. Yes, I am bringing the dark side today. She worked very hard. She actually worked at a sweatshop in China. So it's a very, very interesting story. But if she hadn't come to America, I would have been also working in a sweatshop, possibly making iPads. But my hands are also too big for iPads, so I don't know.
There's a good segue.
Wow.
You want to experience a super awkward segue? Here we go.
You're welcome.
Naomi, I'm so glad that the course of your life landed you here and hanging out with us. I'm very happy that is how this went, because
thanks.
Some brilliant insights to bring just to the industry as a whole, especially incoming cybersecurity professionals. Which is why I get so excited whenever, somebody else lights up as much as I do whenever Will starts talking about the center and everything that they do there. But so to Will's point, what is something that you think really needs to change about the way that InfoSec professionals are welcomed into this industry or not welcomed in?
Yeah.
What is something that you think we could make little steps towards accomplishing?
Yeah, I've been posting about this recently. Honestly, there's just a lot of hypocrisy in our community, and it comes from everyone. I mean, I've certainly felt this way too, but the reason is there's a lot of people who are trying to get in to cybersecurity, and they're trying to break in, and they're doing the right things. They're building home labs, they're taking certifications, they're studying on the weekends, they're doing so many awesome things and contributing to the industry, honestly, but they're not given a chance. So when I talk to new folks trying to enter, I always hear the same complaint, which is like, no one will give me a chance, no one sees my potential. And then only recently where I was like, hey, you know what? Like, this is also hurting me too, because I need help. I am burned out. I, move jobs every 2 years because I am just tired. So like this is something that I feel could positively affect everyone, and is not just for new people trying to break in, but think of it from the perspective of someone who's trying to retire. Like, do you want to retire? Yes, I do. Actually, I would like to retire, but I will only retire if somebody is backfilling my shoes. And so we need to start teaching and training the next generation of cybersecurity professionals, because right now that generation is very small. That cohort is very small. Again, it's probably just a supply and demand problem, but the people who trained me are certainly still in the industry and they're still working. And so now we've got this very top heavy kind of thing where most of the unfilled positions are for the senior levels and above. But what we can do is very easily bring those jobs down and train and hire the team members that we want to see in those positions in 2, 3, 4 years. It is not that difficult. And what people are trying to say, myself included, is like, just give us a chance, give them a chance. We can knock your socks off. Just give us a chance. Let us jump in with both feet. Someone just has to have the faith to let us jump.
It is. And I, coming from the vendor standpoint, because that's what I do all day when I'm not doing this and hanging out with Will. There's a backfill that's happening, right? Because those up and comers aren't given a second look a lot of times. And I don't know if it's not that the InfoSec professionals that are already in place aren't recognizing that they are teachable, right? Or trainable, one or the other, or coachable, or however you want to call it. And it feels like a lot of the smaller and medium businesses that don't have a confident IT security minded person already in place are so intimidated about how to hire these professionals. They start to get these really crazy postings coming out of their HR departments where you're like 7 years McAfee and all this other stuff. And you're like, what? And you're going to pay me $17 an hour in New York?
I mean, I pay my interns $20 an hour, so I don't know. So yeah, I hear you. And here's the thing, like, why are we asking the candidates to bring all the experience? Why are we putting the onus on them to be the perfection that we are looking for? Why aren't we looking at ourselves and saying, why can't I be a better teacher? Why can't I be a better trainer or mentor? What is wrong with my generation that we are no longer comfortable teaching? And so remember, folks, if you are a teacher, the best way to learn is to teach. So in a perfect world, here's a question for you both. But if in a perfect world where everybody made the same amount of money, no matter what job you did, what would be your profession? Rachel?
100%. All day long this.
All day long. So you would be,
No. Like just all the stuff I do. So like, right, I volunteer with ISACA and ILF, and then my role here at SecureNation, which we're a cybersecurity services and platforms like reseller, broker, VAR, all those, whatever. I find myself in lots of different categories depending on what business I'm talking to. I would do this all day long.
That's wonderful. I love it. So you're in the perfect role for you. I mean, that's great. How about you, Will?
Well, I'm in education, right? So the only reason you really end up in education is because it's a passion. And then also, I'd be getting, once we can get past COVID, get back to teaching Scottish country dance too. That's
gosh.
But the interesting difficulty that we have in this industry that it's kind of built up is the lack of any kind of measurement to be able to say whether somebody can do the job or not. And, like you said, industry tends to want to say, oh, I want a unicorn and a unicorn only. But then by the same token, we've gotten into the whole concept of certifications. We need something to say that they know what they're talking about. And the thing that really twerks me a little bit is that is almost an indicator of my area where academia is not providing that. So we need to get a realignment of education actually meeting the need and understanding what business wants. Does any of that ring with you? Do you see that?
Yeah, I agree with you. So my question was, if every job paid the same, what would you be? I know, Jonathan, you mentioned kitten wrangler, which is the most adorable job, I think. I would probably be right there with you being your assistant. I would say I'd be a teacher just like you will, because I have this heart to teach. Like I love the lighting, the eyes when they light up and they get it, everything clicks. I love seeing that. And you have changed someone's life now, that if you can teach them how to do something, they can now teach someone else, or they can do your job even better. So it is like passing down wisdom a little bit, and then helping future generations. I recently actually became a believer in reincarnation, which is hilarious. It's a longer story than it is, but if you do believe in reincarnation, you are actually coming back as that next generation. So why not help yourself? Like, there is a cycle here. And if you believe in that, there you are just helping yourself. So there's reasons for what I do. Why I do it.
That's awesome. And we'd love to have you as faculty.
Great. This was a wonderful interview. Fantastic. When do you start?
But the other difficulty too in academia is this business changes so fast and so much. Some of that becomes, how do you keep those skills up to be able to teach what is needed? And as David says there, I think that's why some of that lags. And also we need to be able to get the system to be a lot more nimble than it is. But that's a whole academia thing, and like, who cares here? But we've got to find a way to solve this issue so that business can trust people that are coming up into the area.
Yeah, but here's the beauty of it though, Will. Like, anyone can be a teacher. You just have to kind of believe in yourself, right? Everyone was a student once, unless maybe you were self-taught from childhood. Like you taught yourself how to read. And there are people who have done that. Like it's insane. Like people with no formal education taught themselves how to read, how to do calculus. Like it's crazy. But the human mind is so flexible and amazing that you just have to give yourself as a mentor and a trainer a chance to teach. And again, teaching is the best way of learning. So once you start teaching, a whole world will open up to you and you'll realize connections that weren't there before. And you are nodding your head, Will, because you're like, yes, absolutely. So we need to now, for people in my generation, the people who are already in cybersecurity, need to start reaching out and teaching, because without our help, people probably just won't learn as quickly as on their own without us. So we want to give them a heads up, give them some opportunities, give them a chance to make mistakes. And that's really important too. Make mistakes. It's okay. Learn. And then have them teach the next generation. So it is very apparent to me that we are lacking in that regard, and we can do so much better. Cybercrime costs businesses billions of dollars a year, and we are only losing because we are shooting ourselves in the foot.
That's going to be the quote I pull out of this whole thing.
Oh, really?
That's going to be it right
I
there.
call it my fortune cookie hot takes because,
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
I'm back on cookies again.
That's okay. I like making people feel awkward. It's great. I'm like, hey. And then I start telling Asian jokes and then people are like, what? No, I'm serious. I love being Asian, but it did take me a while to get there. Like for sure, growing up, I was bullied, made fun of for sure. Like Chinese was my first language. Like English was not my first language. So I had to grow a lot just in a personal way. Like, so I understand when people are oppressed and I understand when people are bullied, and I empathize with that.
I was not bullied for being Chinese.
Oh, you're lucky.
I was bullied for being really tall.
Nice. I wish I were tall. I'm only 5'9". It sucks.
I'm like 6 foot.
Wow. I play volleyball, so 5'9", I am like the absolute shortest person on the court. Like it's just so funny. And then I go out shopping and I'm like taller than most people. I'm like, wait, I'm tall? Like that's weird. But yeah, I do play volleyball. I love it. And I wish I was 6 feet tall. Rachel, you are my perfect height.
Fantastic. Everybody asks me what sport I played in high school, and I was like, I'm not coordinated. I went from short preteen adolescent to 6 feet tall in like a week, it felt like.
Oh my God.
So like just using my limbs to do things. 2 years ago, you guys, I fell off my high heel and broke my leg.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
Broke it.
Ouch.
It was not fun. One of the points that I wanted to make about, people giving opportunities to cybersecurity folks within their organizations, with the comment I was making about, the vendors coming through and kind of backfilling the holes that are there, because a lot of organizations are too intimidated to find the security professionals and know how to find those people and vet good candidates that would be an excellent addition to their teams, are the MSPs and MSSPs. Right. They're the ones that are,
right.
They know how to find those entry level guys. They put them on tier 1 or help desk. Right. And now they're cultivating this whole group of people. But in some cases, I mean, if you're a small business, that's expensive.
Holy smokes. Trust me. Yeah. I've been in the SMB world for a while now. And I will say, like, it is hard to hire a full-time security professional, but everyone has IT help. Like, you start there. You start with the IT professional, whoever it is. That might be a part-time job of someone else in the office. I get that. That happens. But that person should know the basics of cybersecurity. So everyone should speak the language of cybersecurity. I say it's very easy to learn. As long as you're given small snippets, anyone can learn it. Even my 4-year-old can learn it, right? So you teach these people, and the IT person within the company can now start growing in that field. So they just learn a little bit more every day, a little bit about DLP. This feels like a little song, like a little bit of DLP in my life. I don't sing. I should stop. So like you just keep adding to it. And then eventually it builds a culture, a security culture within the organization where everyone now realizes the importance of security, and it becomes everyone's responsibility. And that's how information security should be done. It should not be centralized within a certain team, within like a 3-person team within an organization, because that's currently how it's being done. And guess what, guys and ladies, we are burning out. We are stressed. And we are like self-medicating. I think like a statistic shows like maybe 70% of us self-medicate. And I won't tell you, Rachel and Will, where I fall in that spectrum, but I will say I understand completely.
Yeah, it's I always think it's so silly that some people that aren't necessarily in cybersecurity haven't already figured out that your cybersecurity is digital security, is online security, is just like your physical security, right? If you have a security guard standing at the front door that's armed and is like, I'm here watching people, why isn't somebody watching your network traffic? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I guess they just don't know. And that just comes from that whole culture of teaching. So if we just taught, the parents taught, and your children learn now, and everyone grows up in this sense of security is everyone's responsibility. And I don't just have to rely on someone else to do the security. Like when you brush your teeth and you go to the dentist, does your dentist brush your teeth or do you brush your teeth? Like whose responsibility is that when your teeth fall out? That would be your responsibility, Naomi. It's like there are just very basic things that we should be teaching the younger generation, starting from when they are walking. And I don't see that too much. And it would be something I'd love to see.
Yeah, actually later this afternoon, shameless plug, I've coordinated an event because I coordinated an event, you guys.
Yo!
It's actually for our local InfraGard here in Louisiana. The chapter president, super nice guy. Anyway, we're doing an event later this afternoon. Go check out the SecureNation events page if you want to come see. But Chris Hadnagy is going to be on our panel along with Ryan Cloutier from Security Studio. If you don't know who Chris Hadnagy is the CEO of Social Engineer. He recently put out a new book titled Human Hacking, How to Leave People Better Off for Knowing You or something. I'm so sorry, Chris. I just banged all that up. If you come back and watch this, please don't hurt me. I'm so sorry. He's also the CEO and founder of the foundation that I volunteer for, the Innocent Lives Foundation. So anyway, they're going to come on. And we also got a special agent, an FBI special agent from the Human Trafficking Child Abuse Division. Not real sure. So
that's what I wanted to do. That's so funny. Yeah. So my FBI story, ready? It's all I ever wanted to do. Like in a previous life, I was definitely like a detective, but like ever since age 11, I remember telling my father in the car, I want to be an FBI agent when I grow up, right? So like my entire life was based and predicated on this thing where I'm going to be an FBI agent. So never smoked pot, never drank, never did anything bad. I went all throughout high school, college, realizing like this is what I want to be. So I like prepared myself, right? And so finally get my chance. I applied to FBI and I get in. I was so excited. I was like, yes, this is it. And so I had 2 weeks notice and I put the letter on my desk or my boss's desk at the time. And I get a phone call from the FBI and they're like, don't resign yet. We have to redo your background check. I was like, that was it. Like I knew at that exact moment, like my dream was over. So it turns out foreign influence, because racism is a thing. So they're like, you know too many people from China. I was like, that's not right. I don't know anyone from China. I don't even speak Mandarin like that. How did you get that correlate? So long story short, I didn't get past adjudication. And now I am here doing a podcast on Coffee Chat.
Have you joined the InfraGard?
I did way back in the day. So like when I was networking with other agents and I used to go to all the conferences and stuff like that. And like I had little pins I used to wear. It was so cute. Oh, it was so obnoxious. Like I used to wear little FBI pins everywhere. God. Yeah, no. So long story, but it's the only thing I ever wanted to do. But now I'm totally fine doing cybersecurity. I was already in cybersecurity. So it was quite natural for me to just be like, oh, this is fine too. But I wanted to catch pedophiles. Like that was my thing. I'm like, I will catch you, pedophile, and I will put you in jail.
Well, the Innocent Lives Foundation, they that's kind of what they do, but in a way that it's a little different. So for those who don't know, because Naomi knows, for those who don't know, the Innocent Lives Foundation is a group of InfoSec professionals that dedicate or volunteer their time and expertise in collaboration with law enforcement at different levels to unmask child predators online. So they take all this time to like build a map for law enforcement to follow, like an instruction manual on how to find these people online so that they can follow it themselves And then there's no like muddying of the water whenever it comes time for prosecution of, to catch a predator kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
That was an awesome coffee talk. That really was an
That
awesome.
would be cool. Bring them in. Yeah, that's something I do for Security Awareness Month. October is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So what you can do is bring in people to talk to your group or your team or your company. And I've done that. I've brought in the state police. I've brought in the people from the National Child's like abduction age, something like that. Like something like, so you have these people on the Zoom calls and it's super easy. You're like, hey, can you give us this talk? Oh yeah, sure. How much does that cost? Free? Okay, come on in. Like they love doing that stuff. The state police will come. You just give them some pizza. Like that's all you have to do to pay them pizza. And it's wonderful. It's a great way to build bridges within your community. And it's a very interesting topic. Like people love it when security is made personal to them. So if they hear, oh, this is what a child predator would do, and this is how you protect your elderly from fraud, like they love that stuff. They love hearing it. So that is how you build that little trust. And you win hearts and minds for security. And then you tell them to turn on their 2FA because, and then so they start believing you. You're like, yes.
Yes. I'm like, I love it whenever people are like, how can we get more people to be cybersecurity minded? And I'm like, one, stop saying cybersecurity in the general population. That sounds really scary and big. Okay. Why don't you say things like multi-factor authentication? Let's condense that down and say you have to sign in twice from 2 different devices so somebody else can't pretend to be you as they could a second ago.
Yeah,
like
layers of security.
Well,
more security.
I made that comment last night that has since resonated a little bit in my head. How about if all security awareness training started off with, we are under attack and these are the ways that they're coming after us. We need your help. Right? It's like, don't think of it just as, oh, this is personal hygiene. No, you need to be like, this is real, folks. And
it is real. The business executives need to hear that. I was more geared towards the audience of the normal layman or just your regular team members. But yeah, your business executives would want to hear, how well are we blocking attacks? How many attacks are coming to us? What's our threat profile? How many people are like actively trying to get information away from us? And like, what would a data breach cost? So all that information is what an executive should know.
But even the person at the front desk, right? It's be wary. There's folks that are trying to get in. There's folks that are trying, and you're part of the front line. Look for it.
Yeah. I do that kind of thing too. I try not to do too much FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and the whatever the thing is with the D. But like, I love telling people like, you have a responsibility too, and here's what it would mean if something bad were to happen. Now, I try not to like completely make them paranoid, but there are ways to very carefully tease out that paranoia without getting to go overboard. So one of my greatest successes that I know is when I come in, I know I've done well building security culture, is when people start including security activities within their normal day conversations and their projects. And I know security is well represented because it is top of mind for them. It's no longer something tacked on at the end, but it's built in. So not bolted on, but built in. And I love that. I love having that little personal metric. How often is security even considered in this organization? It's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Naomi. We've come up on our time. We're actually 4 minutes over.
Oh my, sorry about that.
No, we did it.
Thank you, 6 people for watching. I appreciate it.
There's a little more than 6.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. So say hi and smile real big.
I only see the 9 and I was like 9 minus 3 is 6.
Yeah. So the 9 number that we see on the Restream platform, we're in 5 different places at the moment.
Oh, awkward. Hi, everybody.
That's why I don't tell you until the end.
That's all good. Whatever. I make an ass out of myself all the time. It's
So look, if you guys have not gone to follow Naomi on LinkedIn yet, go do that. Look, her name is right there under her beautiful face. Go find her. And also convince everyone who is not in cybersecurity to go follow, right? Because that's the only way that we're going to get safer is if we spread more knowledge and do more knowledge sharing, because knowledge is power. So everybody, for coming and hanging out. If you have any more questions for Naomi, feel free to direct message me or Will or Naomi, and we'll make sure somebody gets an answer out of Naomi.
It's all good. Yeah, I need more cyber. I need more followers. Or Twitter on Twitter.
No, but to Naomi's point, she wants you to come challenge her ideas, right, in a professional way. Don't be rude. Way to do that. If you need help, you can, I'll help you edit.
Please, no stalkers. I have too many stalkers. So let's not do that.
No stalkers?
Yeah. No stalkers allowed.
I'm like,
except Rachel. Yeah.
Maybe a little. Just a little.
I'll just stalk you a little bit. It's okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm really good at making everyone feel awkward, by the way. Like, that is my superpower. It's like, how can we end this in the most awkward fashion? Here we go. Let Naomi talk.
I'm out of coffee. So thank you guys so much for circling up and grabbing a cup this morning. Naomi, you rock. Thank you. And Will,
you rock.
Always, thank you for letting me drag you along.
Cool, guys. Be excellent to one another. Be kind.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget to join the event this afternoon for household, safety and tips and all the cool things.